Well, hello, guys and gals. It's me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose, and back with some more farming in Farm Simulator 15. And we are back on Court Farms today to do a little bit more preps for our planting. In our last video, we cultivated a little bit, we plowed a little bit, and then we found out that we had a whole bunch of straw over in field 14. And today we're going to take care of that straw. Now, I contemplated doing that off camera, but I decided it might be interesting to a few people for me to do it automated. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take the Fent, the little baby Fent, we're going to take it over there and windrow the field using Courseplay. And then afterwards, we're going to use Courseplay to collect the straw and haul it off to the straw sell point here at the farm. So that is going to be our video for today. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Well, it's going to be more than that. We're going to be multitasking today because we will be using Courseplay. While it's doing its thing, we will be doing other things around the farm. All right. Let me get my beacons turned on so I'm legal. Yeah. And so you guys don't jump me on that. And we will head on out of here. Get on out of here. All right, let's head on out. Get up to speed. Eventually. It does take a while. A little signal for any cars that might be coming, even though there are none. Yep. And we'll head on out. And for some reason, I'm trying to be, all in the spirit of the map and drive on the left-hand side of the road, which is odd for me to try to do. But in the spirit of the map, I'm going to try to remember to do that. And we'll head on up here. Set up some cruise control because we do have a little bit of a distance to go. So today we are doing things a little bit different. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but I'm playing on a complete different graphics setting than I was playing before. I am playing in 4K graphics right now, so that means my resolution is much higher than it has been. I was playing at 1080p. Now I'm playing at 2160. So yeah, right at 4K. And my theory is that video going in to Premiere, the better the video, the better the out product. Even though I normally post my videos at like 720p or 1080p, but I'm thinking, those are normally recorded at 1080p or 720p. But I'm thinking if I record it at a solid, 4K, and then I render it up, and even though I'm still going to post the video at like either 720 or 1080p, I'm thinking that it should, in theory, look better. Because I'm encoding a higher quality source material into the stream, or into the video. So that's my theory. I'm going to check that out today. That's sort of my project for today. I'm going to record this at 4K, then I'm going to render it up, put it up at 720p, but then I'm going to go and do 2 more renderings today and just see what the quality's like on them, and if I notice any huge differences or if there are any big differences, and then decide what I'm going to do. There are some advantages to doing one or the other, and so I'm going to see which ones they are. But one thing you're going to notice, since I am recording using 4K settings, I got this little bitty Courseplay screen now on my screen. It's far smaller than anything. If you remember, this used to be much smaller than this. Now this is teeny tiny and this is huge. and almost hard to see for me with my Asian eyes, but I am able to make out a few things. Work mode is one, and the course generator button. We are on field 14. Oops, I forgot that I need to not do this while I'm in the cab, otherwise my seat goes up and down. All right, so we need to crank this baby up. We want it to be 12 meters because that's what we're using. We're using 12.5 meters on windrow, but I'm going to cut it down to 12 meters just for the, so we don't miss anything. We're going to start in the, let's see, we'll start in the northeast corner here. So let's get that northeast, and we'll be headed south. And I am going to do a path around the field. I'm going to do the headland, but I'm going to do that at the end. So let's set up going clockwise, but at the end. Yeah, and generate our course on that. All right. Everything should be good to go. And if we drive up here, we should see we've got our path up ahead for our start point. We should be good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and show the path, so make sure I get on there right, because they are mighty close together. There we go. All right, first run through and drive course, and off we go. It should be pretty darn good. So a lot of people, I even saw somebody the other day said something about really like these fence, but they don't work with Courseplay. They do work with Courseplay. You probably have an out-of-date version of Courseplay though, and that's the reason why you're having an issue. So you need to jump over to, if you're using the Courseplay that's old, hasn't been updated in forever, then you are going to have issues. But if you go get the dev version, which is up to date and changes constantly, then you will have an up-to-date version that actually has been fixed, because right after these tractors came out, the guys at Courseplay got in here, did a little update, did a little hot patch, and it works just fine now. So if you are having issues with this tractor in Courseplay, you need to update your Courseplay, and it'll work just fine. Now, if the next question out of your mouth is, Moose, how do I get the dev version? And how do I install it and all that other stuff? I've pretty much covered this before. I don't offer support on the dev version because the dev version can have issues in it. And yeah. So get it at your own risk. It does involve a little bit more process for you to get it to work, other than just download it and put it in your mods folder. You do have to actually download it, go through the master file, find all the files, and then add those to a compression, and create a zip with that, name that the ZZ underscore Courseplay or whatever it's got to be named. And I'm trying to recall all this off the top of my head, and don't follow anything I'm saying in this video. What I'm trying to say is, it's not necessarily a simple process for you to get it and get it plugged into your folder to work, but it's also not complicated. You just have to have a basic knowledge of how to create a zip file and the proper file setup for making, the mod work in Courseplay. So if you look at your pre-existing Courseplay and use that as a roadmap, you should be okay if you've got a general knowledge of it. But as far as me telling you exactly how to do it, ain't happening. Sorry. I generally try to help everybody out and give you some information that you can use that'll make your gameplay a little bit better. But there are some things that are like the third wheel, the third rail. You just don't touch them. And for me, trying to teach people compression programs and how to do things like that, it's just one of those things I like to steer away from, because I used to do stuff like that and it just causes more headaches for me than it's worth in general. So yeah, I try to avoid it. So sorry, some other apples have spoiled the cart for you guys on that, because yeah, I don't have that much energy left or that many hours of the day to sit and answer questions on. Well, I don't use that program, I use this program and I don't understand. And yeah, sorry, can't help you. All right, let's back up a little bit here. So we're going to set this up to cultivate. And you're probably looking at this field and thinking, didn't you just plow this field? Yeah, I did. But I had a little issue when I did the last recording. I quit the game and didn't save it. And yeah, so I lost all the progress that I made. I did go cultivate field number 4 the other night, just while I was killing time doing some stuff. Totally slipped my mind to plow this field. Excuse me. So it didn't get plowed. So yeah, so we got to start over with it. So no big deal. We'll get it done. All right, so we got to jump into field work here. We're same thing, 6 meters, and we need to get out of the tractor while I do this. I keep forgetting. All right, so yeah, the reason is my middle mouse button is tied to that seat position. So every time I go in here and scroll through Courseplay, it changes where I'm sitting in the seat. All right, so we're starting in the northeast. We're headed south. We are going to go ahead and roll a headland or 2, actually, where we're going to do that afterwards. Clockwise is good motion. I'm still toying with the idea of purchasing, what field is it? Field number 10. So down here on this bottom edge, when I was plowing, you guys may remember we came up with an issue where we were getting in this field doesn't belong to you notices, and that we couldn't plow down here. I believe it's an overlap of field 10 and maybe even field 12. Why it's doing that, I have no idea, but seems like that's an issue. So I might buy field 10. It's a pretty good size field. It's only like $40,000, so it's not a bad purchase. We might still do that. I haven't made my mind up, but for now we're gonna go ahead and get cultivation done. Wait a minute, those wheels started moving as soon as I gave it gas. That's odd. All right, so let's get that around the corner. Jump down here into Courseplay, drive course, and that guy is off to the races. Make sure that's got full drive activated. There we go. And we're good to go on this guy. So we'll get this field cultivated, and then we'll fertilize it up, and we'll be ready to plant. Hey, sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? All right, so what else are we gonna do? We're gonna jump over to this guy, and we still got plowing to do up at 14, but that's the last field we've got to plow. So for now, I'm gonna use him to do a few other things around the farm, because again, we only have 3 tractors, so I'm kind of limited in what I can use things for. So, and this is my biggest tractor I have. I need it for plowing, but yeah, as soon as the straw is out of field 14, then we'll start plowing again. But for now, we don't really need it. So we'll put the plow away, or out of the way, and then we will use this for another task. that is going to be a bit smaller than what this tractor is needed for. So it's going to be a little overkill. Alright, so we'll bring this in here. I'm going to take it down the lower part of the farm. Or the lower part of the yard. And just pull it in here. I'll pull it right here, and I'm just going to drop it off right here. There we go. And we are going to head over here. There's our rooster. Don't run him over. Come up here next to the fill cistern and fill up real quick. Just top off our gas tank while we're here. And so we're going to go grab the fertilizer sprayer and go from there. I have toyed with the idea on the fertilizer of what to do with the sprayer. And I think I'm to the point where I'm just... Field 4's got those telephone poles in them. And, you know, part of me wants to role play them and avoid them. But at the same time, the sprayers are so wide that they're going to hit it. And that's an issue. That's 26 meters. What is that? That's 12 meters. You know what? Forget it then. Let's just get this. I think I just solved my problem. Let's purchase that. I was going to keep the little Russian thing, but yeah, changed my mind now. I might have just solved my issue thinking with my head there for a second. Let's see, down here, we'll select that, reset that tool. Yes, okay. Good to go. Fill up. There we go. Good to go. All right, so we'll run up here. We're going to grab this bigger sprayer and spreader. We're not going to have the issue I was thinking about. So we can still role play it. My issue is spraying with the sprayer would have made things a bit more interesting. Ugh, IC, I hate you. People, stop putting IC on the space bar. Put it on another key. Be like smart, like Ego. Put it over on right control. Putting it on the space bar just annoys me. There are too many things that are tied to the space bar. Just messes up. Might have a little problem here. Gonna have to move some things around because I can't get to the fertilizer with that there. Yeah, that's one thing I really am not in love with, is the way they did this with the fertilizer. This is your fertilizer point, is right here. If we go into the, you see the box isn't that big, so that you've got for getting your fertilizer. And so unfortunately you should be able to pull out here and get it, but unfortunately you've actually got to back into there to refill. And yeah, so let's move this out of here for now. Though I want to use it eventually, when we're using soul mod especially. I don't want to use it right now. Wow, did that sprayer really cost $45,000? Or spreader, I keep using the wrong word. Y'all are going to be on me about that. It's not a sprayer, it's a spreader. You spray liquid, you spread. I got you. I got you. All right. Back that back up. I might have to do a placeable fertilizer thing somewhere around here that's easier access than this. Just having to back in here every time is for the birds. You can't fill it there, can't fill it there, can't fill it there, can't fill it there. I'm just constantly hitting the refill button. Can't hit it. Can't. Oh, there. That's as close as... That's where you got to be. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like having to be that far in. All right. 8,000 liters of fertilizer ready to be spread. Let's go. Oops, let's not run into the shed there. We are technically going to drive on the road for a half a second, so let's turn our work lights on. Our beacons on. Or actually, we didn't have to, but faked it anyways. All right, let's set this up. And oh, you know what? I went and hit F5 a second ago, so I lost my lines. There they are. All right, so let me see if I can get these adjusted the way they need to be, or in some semblance of the way they need to be. And let's rotate that around like so. Come over like so. Come on. Here we go. Rotate around. That looks pretty good right there. All right. So let's back up a little bit. And then we'll get going. Start fertilizing. We'll get our fertilizer down, and then we'll be ready to start seeding. It should be a beautiful thing, right? Start getting a little bit of fruit in these fields. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying this farm a little bit now that I've actually got the little glitches out of it. The little misses, the little hips and pops and stutters seem to have gone away with the new game save. So I think I will probably stick with it for a little bit. All right, I'm gonna run around the edge here. Go ahead and hit all our perimeter. And then we'll come back and do our crossing patterns. But yeah, the liquid sprayer, a little bit bigger than I would like to use for these smaller fields. And by doing the dry, we can do things like just avoid these poles altogether, and we don't have to be driving through them. I don't know, that might be going away pretty quick. I might give up on that and just say, yeah, forget it. I'm just gonna imagine the poles aren't there. But I'm trying to play the map the way the map is for the first little bit. And then I may just say, no. Especially as much spraying as we have to do with the soul mod, it just might all go out the door. And I'll be like, Yeah, no, sorry guys. It sounded like a good idea, but it wasn't. But I got some things planned for this farm that we're gonna do a little bit different. I got some ideas anyways. And I'm not really ready to say what those are because well, I'm not sure they're gonna work, but I'm gonna try. So we'll work on it. And who knows? If what I'm thinking actually will work, it'd be pretty cool. If what I'm thinking doesn't work, it won't be so cool. Keep hitting the wrong button to try and turn the sprayer off. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot with some different techniques this time. And we'll see how it goes. We'll have fun with it regardless. But yeah, the old map's starting to grow on me a little bit. So we might have fun. It still has some issues though, like things with Field 8 that irritate me. But who knows, maybe those will get fixed and there'll be another release of this map that we can get those resolved. Anybody else having that issue? I know some of you guys are playing this map, so I don't know if anybody else is having that problem. I really should be trying to figure out a good way to fertilize this field after it's actually been established, but I think I'm going to try and do all my fertilizing and everything before I plant, and that way I don't have to worry about it, so I don't have to worry about any kind of issues with running over something and tram lines. So all right. Yeah, this is much better than what I was thinking. That dry fertilizer just sprays too narrow on that one that's from the gold edition. This is one of the reasons I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, because I thought about using it and keeping it because I do like it, but it's just so narrow. These fields are a little bit bigger than that thing is designed for. Alright, looks like our windrower has finished up. So we'll be headed up there in just a second to go get it and get that taken care of. Matter of fact, let's go look at that real quick and get that done. Get rid of that. All right, so that's taken care of, and we can go ahead and stop the driver. We can let's save that route that we just did before we leave. That's going to be field 14, and that's going to be windrow. I'll just say W row, and that's going to be 12 meters starting in the northeast corner. All right, save that, and then I can head on back to the farm. Going to get rid of this course that we have. All right, guys, I'm going to confuse you a little bit here. I hope I don't, but I'm going to be recording another course, and this is going to be the course that what I'm going to do is going to bring the tractor back up here with the windrow. And I'm going to have the tractor follow the exact same course in Courseplay that I just did a little while ago. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it come in here, collect the straw, and then once it's full, I'm going to have it follow a path back to the farm and sell off the straw at the straw sell point. So to do that, I have to record a course back to the farm and make that course back up into the sell point and all that good stuff, right? And then have it come back out here to the field. Now, to do that, I could drive all the way back to the farm, get the forage wagon, drive all the way back here, and then drop the wagon off, record the course, and then do this again. That would mean 2 trips back and forth to the farm. Instead, I can record this and swap out implements at the same time, and that's what I'm going to do. This might confuse a few people, but hopefully you can follow. It's basically just going to be putting a pause in and then resuming our recording. So we're going to start recording just like we normally would, and I'm going to drive my course from this field back to the farm. All right. And I'm going to jump into the cab because I don't like driving in third party for long distances. And I'll set my cruise control up to get me at a nice little 26 miles an hour. And get us back to the farm. So I'm recording just a standard route back to the farm. We'll back up into the sell point and then we'll drive back to the field. And that's going to be how it is. The only difference is I'm going to have to stop the recording or pause the recording so that I can get rid of the implement that's on the back of the tractor and get the trailer that we're going to be using. Plus, when you record courses where you back up, you don't want to do that with an implement on the back. So what we'll do is we'll pull into the courtyard. I'll pause the recording. I'll go put this thing away, finish up my backing scenario. Then when I'm ready to leave the courtyard, I'll go get the trailer that we're going to do, and we'll leave the courtyard. So this is a little bit more advanced recording technique for doing Courseplay. So hopefully you guys can follow what I'm doing, and it'll be something that you can utilize down the road to save you from making 2 or 3 trips to the farm. If I was to do this the basic way, I would have to bring it over here, get the trailer, take the trailer back to the field, then drop the trailer in the field, drive back to the farm and back to the field recording the course, and then actually start doing what I'm doing. So I'm going to save myself a little bit of time by doing it this way. And it doesn't hurt to have a trailer on the back when you're recording all your turns and things, because that way you can get it all right. All right, so I'm going to pull right in here just inside of the door. I'm going to make my turn and I'm going to face my tractor towards the little exit right here. I'm actually going to pull all the way up to here and get to this gate, and I am going to stop right here, and I'm going to pause Courseplay using the pause. All right, so I am paused. Now I can do whatever I want, and I'm not going to mess up my recording. So I'm going to back up, and I'm going to drop off this windrow where it needs to go. Back up here at the top. All right. So as I'm recording this video, it is getting about time for the garbage man to come. I do have the windows open because it is a beautiful day, and taking advantage of some nice cool weather. So I may pause just for a second, audio wise, when he starts coming by. and making way too much racket. So if I just all of a sudden don't say anything, you guys will know what was up. All right. It has been some lovely weather the last couple of days. It was 74 degrees here yesterday, which was great. Got the boat out, went out on the water. Water's still a little bit cold, though a few of us did jump in. It's not so much that the water's cold, it's the ambient air temperature. While they say it's 72, it sure doesn't feel like 72 when you're wet. So, but yeah, we did a little swimming and just enjoyed the day. All right, so we got that done. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the next part of my recording. Now, here we go. We're going to pull back over here to where we stopped. Let's see, it is stopped. And back up here, sort of get on the same wavelength I was on. So pull up here, pull up to where I stopped. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unpause the recording. Go forward just a little bit more, and it puts that little dot there. I'm going to put myself into reverse because we're going to back up now. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to watch what I do because I want to back straight up to where the straw cell point is. So I'm just going to steer a little bit, not make too many adjustments. I want to drive straight back to that straw cell point. And I'm going to drive all the way up to it. And once I get all the way to it, right here, I'm going to switch back into forward. And then I am going to pull all the way back forward to where that gate is. And I'm going to pause the recording again. Because at this point, I'm going to go get my trailer that I'm going to be using. So pause that. Now I can back up. Again, I'm not recording at this point because the recording is paused. And I am going to... Oh, you know what I did? I messed up. Lucy messed up. It's a good thing I just caught that. Alright, so let's back this up. Let's delete. Let's delete some more. Let's delete until it starts coming back into the field. There we go. Now I know where we're at. I'm gonna back up here. Alright, so I messed up. I forgot to switch out of reverse. Pretty sure I forgot to switch out of reverse. I think I forgot to switch out of reverse. So with that in mind, I'm gonna come back here and I'm going to check out what I did. I'm going to pull forward just a little bit here, take it out of pause. Maybe I did switch out of reverse. All right, so bring it all the way up here to the gate. We'll do all this again. I'm in reversed. Yeah, I must have taken it out of reverse. I just, for some reason, think I didn't. All right, I'm going to back up again, a straight line, back up to that point. Yep. Get all the way back there and hit it. Yeah, I did take it out now that I think about it. Yeah, I'm just an idiot sometimes. All right. Well, let's drive forward. Re-recording ourselves up to the gate. And we'll get to the gate and then we'll stop. Not stop, but pause the recording. Almost hit the wrong button. All right, I'm going to back out. I'm going to go get my trailer that we're going to be using for this, the forage wagon. Back up. I say it's an absolutely beautiful day, and as I say that, I smell rain. And yeah. And as I look outside, it's now getting a little bit cloudy, so must be about to rain. All right, so I'm going to pull back around here to the gate because I'm going to resume my recording. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up right here, and I'm going to unpause. There we go. I'm going to drive into this field, do a little loop, and then head on out of the farm. The reason I'm doing this, and just to count through what I have just done. All right, when I came in, if you imagine me doing all this without the trailer on there and just recording this, I came in here, I stopped at the gate, and I backed up to the sell point because that's the way I'm going to do. I'm going to come in through the main entrance up here. I'm going to come in. The tractor's going to come over here to the gate. It's going to reverse itself back up into the straw sell point, unload, and then because the trailer, the end of the trailer will be sitting right about here, the front of the tractor is going to be right here. I probably can't make this turn and get out of here without the trailer hanging on this wall. So that's the reason I'm going to pull on up through here, drive around in a circle, come back out. Then I should have a good angle to approach to hit it and get out of here and head on back to the field. Now, when you record any kind of path that you need to back into, always remember to record your backing up without a trailer on the back. The reason for that is when Courseplay records a course, it always records off the center of the tractor. If you notice, all the little orange dots are recording off of where the center of the tractor is. So if I move forward, the next time it puts a little orange dot down, it's going to be right where the center of the tractor is. All right. So when it does that, it's always recording off the center part of the tractor. If I back up this course with the trailer on it, when the trailer approaches the sell point, the back of the trailer will be here, but the tractor will be way out here. If the tractor's way out here, and that's where the last part of the backup will record a course in Courseplay. Well, that seems like it's all fine and dandy, but the problem is when you actually initiate the drive, when Courseplay pulls in and goes into reverse, when it reverses, it suddenly starts guiding the trailer off of the course, and instead of, when you're driving forward, the tractor follows the little orange dots, but when you start backing up, the trailer follows the orange dots. And when the back of the trailer hits the last orange dot, it stops and signals the tractor to turn into forward and pull on off. So the trailer will never actually make it all the way back to the sell point if you record it with the trailer on. You record it with the trailer off, and that way the path ends up all the way at the sell point and the trailer will be able to follow it. You guys will see that when we actually get this going. So let's get on out of here, finish up our recording, and we'll get this going, and I can get this to actually start picking up the straw and we can sell it off. All right, I hope all that makes sense to you. It is a little advanced technique. But trust me, I've learned from many a failed attempt to back a grass trailer in, or a forage harvester into a grass sell point, i.e. North Brabant. When I was doing North Brabant, I had so many issues with it, and I finally realized that I was recording completely wrong. I went back and read Courseplays. I read very little sometimes. I tend to think I can figure everything out on my own, and I didn't really read their tutorial properly or their instructions properly, and it pretty much says right there to record your courses without a trailer on if you're backing up, but I chose to ignore that, and yeah, so I made a lot of mistakes not doing that properly. Oh, come on now. And the camera's going the wrong way. All right. So we are headed back to the field. And when we get there, we'll stop our recording and we'll save it. And then we'll get this thing going and we'll see if the work we did actually pays off. And it just started raining outside. Huh. Didn't see that coming. I knew there was a chance of rain today. I'm not going to lie about that, but didn't think it was going to actually rain. Because there was some rain in the area this morning, like at 2 o'clock. So I thought maybe that was the rain they had forecasted. I didn't really see that it was going to rain again today. Alright, pull into the field here. And stop the recording. Get to that point where I really need to start paying attention to the weather a lot closer. All right, so save this. Field 14 to straw cell. MF for main farm. Don't think that says something else. All right. So that is recorded. Now we can clear that out. So we do our assembly. Now to do our assembly, for this to work properly, we want to load in our straw course, which is straw, which is field 14, wind row 12 meters northeast. We want to load that up. That's going to be the main course that we run. But when it gets to the point where the trailer's full, the next course it's going to pull up is going to be field 14 to the cell point. So we click on the solid folder on that. Now we've got 2 courses loaded up. And we are ready to go. So we just come back over here to where we start the whole thing off. And we let this guy do his thing. You do your thing and we'll be back later. Alright, so we'll bring it over here. We'll get close to this line. Drive course. It's not going to pick up anything on this first path because the headland picked everything up, but that's all right. Once it gets onto the second row, it'll start doing its thing. And I'll just kind of watch it for a second and then I'll come back to it. Yeah. Pick up. Make its turn. It is probably going to miss some little bits and pieces here and there. But that's alright. Nothing we can't clear up later on. It's just going to allow us to go do other things while it is clear in the field. There we go. All right. Courseplay, not the best with odd size fields though. All right. Shouldn't take too long for this to fill up a trailer. I kind of want to just stick with it and make sure it does everything, and let it do its thing. But all right. So this guy is just about done. That's about perfect timing to get over here with it. Nice. That is done. Stop the driver. Clear the course. See how much you missed. Well, you obviously missed that little piece. Clean up this field a little bit. Again, I'm not going to be real anal with this stuff as far as like cleaning up every little bit and piece on it, because you know this is automation and it's a video game and it's not going to be perfect. I really think that this section here is tied to field 12 and that section there is tied to field 10. I really think that's what it is. I think if we buy 10, we'll be able to get all this plowed under and sow it. And then if we buy, well, I'm not going to buy 12 right now, but I think that's the problem. I think 10 creeps over and I think 12 creeps over. But I don't understand why 10 doesn't creep over all the way up here in the corner. That doesn't make a lot of sense either. Like the corner up here is just fine. We can run through that and cultivate it without a problem. Well, not completely. I'll ignore what I just said. Alright, so we're 100% on our straw now. So he should be driving. So the way that works is once he fills up to 100%, he'll drive to the end of the course, pick up the secondary course, go to the secondary course, run it all the way and unload, and then he'll go back and resume where he left off. So we'll go check that out in just a second. That little part of this field really does annoy me. You gotta know that guy who made this map knows about that and has seen it, and it's like, okay, are you gonna fix it? It's been out long enough. I mean, there's been a revision to this map, so surely one of his friends has tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, you know, field 8 that you start out with, you realize you can't plant the top edge of it? You might want to fix that. So the question is, do you just look at them and go, nah, not worth my time? Or is that something that creeped up in the second version that he did? I don't know. Let's see, do we see our dude coming yet? I don't see him yet. Keep an eye out for him. He hasn't wrecked yet. I don't see a thing saying he's stuck in traffic or he's run into a tree or any of that stuff yet. Nice. All right. Yeah, that's there. Oh, he stuck by me. Why is the door open? All right, in we come. Yep, we're in the spaghetti string now. All right, we should come up here and go into reverse. And now it's keying off of the back of the trailer, not the tractor. And it's being led all the way back to the very back. It should hit the sell point. Boom, unload. Oh, Yahtzee. We're making money again. Sweet. So it's going to unload that. And once it unloads, it will pull back over into the little pasture area, turn around and head out and do its thing again. Yeah, so as you can see where the tractor was sitting, there was no way I could have made a turn and gotten back out the front there without just either swinging way to the left, and I might not have gotten it. Better just to come on out here, do a U-ey, and head on back out. There we go. Oh, why he keeps checking up. Guess it's a speed thing because he's in a turn or whatever. It's adjust his speeds. Oh, it was real close. I thought it was going to hit. Oh, man. Field speed, we can turn up. There, and maximum speed is 31. Reversing speed is fine. Alright, it should be good. He should make his way back to the farm and or to the field and continue to do what he is doing so well. And I can continue to work. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, so this guy needs to roll over to field Hachimatachi. I don't remember the name of it. 2 maybe? And cultivate it. So let's run over to 2 real quick. Not wreck trying to get there. Because we in a high. I still got to get over there and fertilize. Well, you know, it's what I said, multitasking. So a lot of you may have seen me do that whole setup for bagging trailers in, but there's a whole lot of new people that may not have seen that. So hopefully you found that interesting and useful, and that'll help you guys out in the future. It really comes in handy doing stuff like that, like if you're mowing grass for money. You can mow the grass with a mower on the front of the tractor and a forage harvester on the back. You can mow the grass, collect it, and then take it and sell it off at the grass sell point, and use the 2 courses together and do that. Alrighty, here we are back in this field, and this one was an odd one, wasn't it? Let's see what we got here. Shape of this one's kind of weird again. Alright, so I don't even remember how we set this one up before, so we'll just go in here and we will field 2. Hey, what the heck, let's just set that up and as is, and let's see what it looks like. That would start up here, ziggity zaggity ziggity zoo, and then it would do its thing. Looks good to me. Ends up way up there. Got lucky on that one. Alrighty. Drop this. Alright, we'll let that do its thing. And we should get back over here and continue to fertilize. So I think I'll get this field fertilized, and that'll be it for today. Though the next step will be to head into the next field that we just finished cultivating, which is 8, and begin the fertilizing process on it. And once I get a couple of them fertilized and done, we will we'll start to sow. So I think the next step for us on this particular farm is going to be the straw will be done. We'll take the plow up there and start plowing 14. We'll move the little tractor onto this guy for fertilizing. Continue to fertilize a little bit. We'll get the last like 14s just got to be plowed, cultivated, and fertilized, and it'll be ready. And really just these last few fields need to be fertilized, and then we can start the sowing process. Get our fields planted and get on with it. So horse moved over. Come on. All right, there's a faster way to do that, Moosey. Oh yeah, there is, isn't there? I don't think about all that stuff sometimes. All right. So we're going to be a couple of minutes over an hour. Hope you guys don't mind that. You get some hate mail about the length of these videos. You know, we've gone over that before. Shorten the videos. Seriously, you don't know how to pause? All right. What else? So I hope the audio in my mic is a little bit better. I know Sirius complained about it. Doesn't like my new microphone. Shame on you, Sirius. Shame on you. No, I'm just kidding with you. It can be a little, it was probably, I get what you're saying. It's probably because it was a little muffled in the last video. I'm still working on my audio settings. You know, I'm running some outboard gear, compressor, limiter, equalizer on it to make everything sound nice and clean, and yet still have a little oomph to it, a little warmth to it, and not pick up the entire room. I do need to do some soundproofing on the room. Because mics like this pick up everything instead of just, you know, right there where you're at. But I brightened it up a little bit because I did notice it was a little bit muffled. But you'll notice I'll make little subtle changes in it, and eventually I'll get it to where I really like it. I thought it was pretty good in the division that I recorded the other night. So hopefully I'm getting there with it. I think I've got most of my noise gate issues worked out. But I need to, there's a couple of things I need to do. I'm going to build an exhaust cabinet for my computer to sit in, which will help direct all the hot air out of it, out of the room. And at the same time, I'm going to put a little bit of soundproofing on that as well, so that the fans that are inside of it don't get picked up by the microphone, because if you pay attention, you can hear those in the background when they really kick into gear. So I got to work on that, and again, work on that exhaust box so I can put the computer into it. It'll get a lot of fresh air off the front of it, and then the heat coming off the back will be ducted out of the room outside, and I don't have to take the heat that builds up in my office, because it is it's crazy. One of these days I'm going to put a thermometer in here and actually take the temperature of the room and see what it is compared to the hallway and the rest of the house. The rest of the house is at a nice cozy 72 degrees, but in here it feels like it's about 90. So anywho, all right, one more little turn and we'll have this wrapped up. I do appreciate you guys watching today. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Maybe you found it a little bit informative. Hopefully you liked it, and if you did like it, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and then maybe share it with your friends. If you guys are looking for a way to help support the channel, that's the best way you can do it, is by going ahead and liking it and sharing the video with your friends. You also can help me out by following me on Google+. I'm trying to get this account verified, which is just a step that helps out my channel along the way. So it just verifies that I am Mr. Moose, and it also will help me down the road hopefully become a featured streamer on the YouTube gaming. So I'm just taking those steps just to try and build the future of the channel. So might as well start now and start building up that, because I've got to get 1,000 people on the Google Plus before I can get verified, and that's going to take a while. I know other people have been working at it quite a while as well, so if y'all help me out, I greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I do new videos each day for you. Live streams will be at 6 o'clock this week. Do plan on doing Manchester Monday night, and the rest of the week I'll just kind of figure out. I did take yesterday, Sunday, for the most part off because it was just so absolutely gorgeous. I could not resist getting the boat out, going out on the water, and we stayed out there pretty late. So anyways, no live stream last night. So again, Manchester Mondays tonight at 6 o'clock. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.